Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the third meeting of the House State Government Committee. I now call the meeting to order. Before the Madam Secretary calls the roll, please stand with me as we do a Pledge of Allegiance to the flag today and honor our country. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. Madam Secretary, please call the roll at this time.
Representative Decker. Representative Donworth.
Here.
Representative Griffey.
Here.
Representative Hancock.
Here.
Representative Hodgson.
Here.
Representative Huff.
Here.
Representative Imes.
Here.
Representative Johnson.
Here.
Representative Lehman.
Here.
Representative Lewis.
Here.
Representative Maddox.
Here.
Representative Proctor. Representative Tate.
Here.
Representative Thompson.
Here.
Representative Tipton.
Here.
Representative Watkins.
Present.
Representative Williams. Here. Representative Witten.
Here.
Representative Raymer.
Here.
Representative Hale.
Present. We do have a quorum today, and we are able to do business today. Again, welcome to everybody. Does anybody on the committee have any guests today that you would like to recognize? Anyone? Seeing no guests, we have three bills on our agenda today. At this time, I am going to have to, in a few moments, step out of the room. I have a bill to testify on today. I will be coming back in, but my vice chair, Representative Raymer, is going to conduct the business of today's meeting. So I would ask everyone to please give her your full attention, and I know she will do a fine job on the meeting today. So Representative Raymer, the chair, and the gavel is yours, please.
Okay, so the first item on the agenda is House Bill 73, sponsored by Representative Johnson. If you'd like to make your way to the table. And if you want to introduce yourself for the record, and then you may proceed.
Thank you, Madam Chair, committee members. Good to see everybody today. My name is DJ Johnson, State Representative for the 13th District, and my esteemed colleague is?
Representative James Tipton, representing House District 53.
So, Madam Chair, today we're actually going to, in the spirit of government efficiency, provide a 2-for-1 opportunity for the committee today. So I will be discussing the original language in House Bill 73, but there is a committee substitute to be
Motion on the sub.
introduced.
So we have a motion and a second on the sub. Is there any discussion?
Madam Chair, can I ask a quick question on the sub, please?
Yes.
Just a quick note. Is there a fiscal note on the sub?
There would not be a fiscal note. The only thing that might be considered is an actuarial analysis.
Okay.
But at this time, there is not. And I honestly don't think there would be any impact, but we can verify that.
Thank you, Mr. Thank you.
So, Madam Chair,
So let's
sorry, go ahead.
adopt the sub real quick.
I apologize. Yeah.
By voice vote, everyone in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, nay. The sub is adopted.
All right. Madam Chair, thank you again. House Bill 73, the original language, does one thing. And I'll give you a little background. There are agencies that provide educational services to our schools and our teachers, and therefore are members of the TRS system. The first 4 pages of House Bill 73 is actually a list of those agencies. Well, one agency, We Lead CS, is one of those service providers. You'll see on page 4 that currently it is not included in the list of member providers. We Lead CS provides services that local school districts cannot easily provide on their own at a cost-efficient basis, specifically computer science training and education. This service is offered across multiple school districts and was established by the General Assembly in 2022. And while We Lead CS is in the retirement system, probably due to an administrative glitch, they are not currently allowed to directly administer their retirement program with TRS, as are the other service providers. House Bill 73 corrects this oversight by adding We Lead CS to the list of agencies. That was the original language of the bill, and I will turn it over to my colleague to discuss the committee sub.
Thank you, Representative Chairman. Representative Johnson, Madam Chairman, and members of the committee. We were discussing this in Public Pension Oversight Board a couple of months ago, and the idea for the committee sub came to me then. We look at a lot of information, a lot of data as we analyze our pension systems and their efficiency and their status. And of course, like CS leads and all these other groups are going to be paying the statutory contribution, but there's also an unfunded liability that each person adds to that's part of the system. And all the committee sub would do is it direct that TRS do an annual review of the breakdown of each individual employer's share of the actuary acquired liability as determined by the actuary, just so we know how much each employer's share of the unfunded liability is. I think it's important for
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? If not, call the roll.
Representative Decker,
Yes.
Representative Donworth,
Yes.
Representative Griffey,
Yes.
Representative Hancock,
Yes.
Representative Hodgson, Representative Huff,
Yes.
Representative Imes,
Yes.
Representative Johnson,
Yes.
Representative Lehman,
Yes.
Representative Lewis,
Yes.
Representative Maddox,
Yes.
Representative Proctor, Representative Raymer,
Yes.
Representative Tate. Yes. Representative Thompson,
Yes.
Representative Tipton,
yes.
Representative Watkins,
Aye.
Representative Williams, Representative Witten,
Yes.
Representative Hale.
Yes.
House Bill 73, as amended by the committee sub, passes 19-0 with favorable expression. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Madam Chairman, and thank you, committee members.
The next item on the agenda is House Bill 441, sponsored by Representative Tipton. If you want to introduce yourself for the record, then you may proceed.
Okay, I am still James Tipton, House Representative for House District 53. Thank you for the opportunity to come before you today of House Bill 441. Back over the summer, one of my superintendents, Ms. Sheila Mitchell from the Anderson County School Districts, contacted me. And of course, we all know that school districts are facing a critical time right now with teacher shortages and finding teachers to fill vacancies, and especially in specific areas. And there are specific subjects that are identified as critical shortage areas. And just for your information, annually the Commissioner of Education identifies which subjects are critical shortage. And one of these is special education. And one of the unique situations with special education, we have a lot of alternative certification routes for teachers. However, federal law, federal requirements limit the ability of people to be school districts to use people in special education that aren't go through the traditional certification process. So that makes it even more difficult. Currently, in the statute, a school district can employ up to 3% of their total teachers, retired teachers. There's a process. If somebody retires, it's in the statute. They have to, if they go to a different employer, they have to stay out for 3 months before they start employment with a different employer. If they go back to the same employer that they retired from, they have to sit out for a year. So, there's IRS reasons for that, because we don't want to. There's concerns about you have to certify there's no prearranged agreement. So that's part of the process with that. What this statute would do, it was simply on that it would allow districts to hire up to 10% retired teachers. There's also a section that deals with critical shortage area teachers. Currently in statute, districts can only hire 1% or 2. So if a district has 200 teachers, they can hire 1%. That's 2 in these positions. During COVID, there was legislation passed that bumped that up to 10%, but that sunset last year. So what this legislation would change, you would put that it would be 10% they could hire in critical shortage areas. This is not going to solve the issue that districts have, but I strongly believe this is a tool that districts can have. You should have in your package an actuarial analysis that just came out this morning, and I will read one short paragraph from the actuarial analysis. It's actually on the back. It says, therefore, since we believe most of these amendments to KRS 161605 would be de minimis in nature, we believe there is no actuarial impact to the retirement annuity trust, the health insurance trust, or the life insurance trust under TRS for House Bill 441.
Motion on the bill.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Representative Lehman.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. I just wasn't completely clear. So for retired teachers, if they do come back, is there a limit on how many hours or what percentage of time they're allowed to work? In addition, I mean, I know we're
Yes.
talking about the number of individuals, but I was wondering if there's also
If you read
restrictions.
if you read there on page 1,
Yeah.
and there's a little bit of a distinction between retired teachers and teachers coming into the critical shortage areas. The statutes are a little bit different. Right now, for a member who has retired with 30 years of service, they can earn up to a maximum of 75% of their pay that they had. If they have been under 30 years of service, I think 27 to 30, they can only earn up to 65% of their pay. However, on the critical shortage area, since that is such a dire need, they are guaranteed a minimum salary of a rank 2 with 10 years of experience. So they're guaranteed at a minimum that salary on that district salary schedule. So there is that distinction. I actually looked at eliminating some of those, but TRS actuaries were concerned about that might change retirement patterns and add costs. People would be retiring earlier, so they would then be paid out annuity benefit payments more years. So for this time, until I get more information, I decided not to add that to the bill this time.
Thank you for clarification.
Representative Whitten.
Thank you, Representative Tipton. I just had a quick question regarding the critical shortage areas. How often are these assessed?
I looked it up in statute, but I don't have it in front of me right now, but it's annually.
Okay.
The Commissioner of Education shall annually identify the subject areas that are considered critical shortage.
Is there a possibility that do these areas swing back and forth so that I guess my question is when we address a critical shortage maybe one year and then the next year it's not an area anymore, do we run a risk of
I'm not going to say that's impossible, but you take special education as example, that's going to be there. Higher level math, your calculus, physics, biology, chemistry, I think those are constantly in shortage areas. Actually, I've heard of school districts that can't fill PE coaches. So we've pretty much got a shortage across the board. But while I understand your concern that could shift from time to time, I really feel like most of these areas are going to stay in critical shortage for the immediate future.
Thank you.
Representative Donworth.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This is more a comment than anything. I think what you're doing here is very much a stopgap, which is much needed. I applaud you for working on addressing the shortage. Long term, I'm very concerned about continuing to meet these needs, and so I think I would encourage you, as I know you and I have already discussed. But how do we continue to recruit and retain our teachers, because we can't keep asking our retirees to come back and
Sure.
it becomes a workforce.
That's a great
long-term.
question. I mean, this is a global conversation that we have to have. We passed legislation a couple years ago that set up a teacher mobility interstate compact, making it easy for teachers to come into Kentucky from other states. Some encouraging news, I have talked to some deans at some of our education providers or colleges, and some of them are seeing gains in enrollment. More people are getting into education as a degree. One of the things that school districts are doing, they're embracing what they call grow your own strategies. There is a partnership between Nelson County Public Schools in Western Kentucky and E-Town Community College, where they actually have teacher apprenticeships. Students start in high school as apprentices. They work for their 4 years. When they graduate high school, they have an associate's degree from the community college. They actually continue to work in that school system as aides for 2 more years, and they continue their education at Western. And in 2 years, they are graduated and certified as teachers. So school districts are embracing these type of opportunities, more of the grow your own. I think we need to, right now, the Educational Licensure, EPSB, is doing a work group to look at teacher licensure in general. We have a lot of different bands. There are a lot of different, we've got all these options. We need to make it simpler for people to understand how to get into the teaching profession. And I think the main thing that we can do, everybody needs to understand that teaching is a noble profession, is a necessary profession, and we need to continue to share that message every opportunity that we get.
Agreed. Thank you. So 2 more comments on that. The other piece of it that I hope we can address is teacher pay, because our starting salary is lower than all of our there as well. And then also just a note, I have not actually received the actuarial info for this one. Is that something that can be sent out? I know it came, if it can just came in
I
this
was
morning.
told it was included in your packet,
Okay. Well,
but
thank
it's
you.
not online yet.
Okay.
I just got it 30 minutes before the meeting.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Representative Williams.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, Representative Tipton, for your diligence in digging into all this stuff. Somebody's got to do it, and I'm glad you're doing it. And I had a quick question, though, about the 10%. Why 10%? Why not 25% of the number?
Well, I think we used 10% because when we did the legislation during COVID, that was a number that was adjusted up to.
Okay.
So we used the 10%. And to be honest, I don't know if 10%, if school districts can find 10%.
Okay.
I mean, the ultimate goal is we want people getting into the teaching profession.
Sure.
Starting out as a career. We have somebody can go 30 years, probably about 55 years of age. Maybe they want to teach another 5 years. I mean, we could certainly put that number there, but I doubt if realistically, based on past patterns from what I've been told, a lot of people, when they retire, they're ready to retire.
Yeah.
But for those who feel like they have the energy and the passion to can do this will allow districts to hire more of them, particularly in these critical shortage areas.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, if there's no further discussion, we have a motion by Representative Johnson and a second by Representative Huff. Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Representative Decker,
Yes.
Representative Donworth,
Yes. Thank you.
Representative Griffey,
Yes.
Representative Hancock,
Yes.
Representative Hodgson, Representative Huff,
Yes.
Representative Imes,
Yes.
Representative Johnson, Representative Lehman,
Yes.
Representative Lewis,
Yes.
Representative Maddox,
Yes.
Representative Proctor,
Yes.
Representative Raymer,
Yes.
Representative Tate, Representative Thompson,
Yes.
Representative Tipton,
Yes.
Representative Watkins,
Rep. Tipton, thanks for walking me through this. Yes.
Representative Williams,
Yes.
Representative Witten,
Yes.
Representative Hale.
House Bill 441 passes with favorable expression and a vote of 19-0. Thank you, Representative Tipton.
Thank you, Madam Chair. You're doing an excellent job.
And the last item on our agenda is House Bill 462, sponsored by Representative Dietz. If you'd like to make your way to the table and introduce yourself for the record, and any guests you have may introduce themselves, and then you may proceed.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair, members of the committee. Thank you. I'm Stephanie Dietz from the 65th District, which is the northern part of Kenton County, and I'll let my guest introduce herself.
I'm Gabrielle Summey. I'm the Kenton County Clerk.
And today, House Bill 462 came to me in a strange way. So Miss Summey is my county clerk, and over the last 3 years, she has, as many of you know, I'm an attorney. She has sent numerous clients to my office, although this is not the area of practice that I have. After numerous people showed up at my office, I said, I get the message loud and clear. This is something we may need to fix. So House Bill 462 is going to create a new section of KRS 402 that will allow the county clerk to correct a marriage application or a marriage license by affidavit without having to file a lawsuit. And also here today is her sister, who happens to be the Kenton County Circuit judge in my county that has heard some of these. And then I also pulled in for backup the county clerk from Franklin County, Jeff Hancock. So with that, I'm going to let my guest explain the bill and what she saw that led us here today.
Thank you so much for letting me address this issue. It's actually a really practical thing that this bill would take care of, which is there's a lot of errors and omissions in marriage license. Not your most recent ones, but a lot of your past ones where people didn't give us their full legal name, or they used their abbreviation, or they went from Elizabeth to Betty, and now they find themselves in a position where it's very difficult for them to either get Social Security benefits from a spouse, and or they're able to not able to get their real ID, and so they come back to the office to have a correction, which they don't believe is that substantial of a change. And what happens is I tell them I don't have that authority. They need to go file an actual lawsuit in circuit court, and then you have a timing and a hearing. So this is a real efficiency for everyone's constituents, not just Kenton County, but everybody. And even though it doesn't happen a lot, it happens enough that I think this is just a very clean, clear way for us to say to somebody, if you fill out an affidavit and there's obviously an error or omission here, we would be able to do a true amended license for them. Still always making sure Vital Statistics has all the data that they would need, so an amended license would then be provided to them. It would, however, save them a lot of time, money, in getting a correction. It's really interesting, the stories of things that people ask or need them for, and it's not just the more practical things like Real ID or Social Security. I actually have a young lady who is potentially going to inherit some property in Italy. Her dad is from Italy. He went by his American name of Alfred. His real name's Alfredo. So we're not just talking about corrections for bride and groom. There's a lot of things that are marriage license that are used in other ways for connectivity to other people for them to need a truly amended license. And the other part of this is that even though Vital Statistics can make some corrections, they can't actually recertify the record, which is what most people or most agencies really want to see, a true certified copy of the record, so that they can prove that that is one and the same people, so that they can move forward with benefits. So to me, it's just a real practical, common sense thing that would allow people to move from this to this a lot faster. So.
Is there a motion on the bill?
We have a motion from Representative Donworth and a second from Representative Huff. If there's no discussion, Madam Secretary, please call a roll.
Representative Decker?
Yes.
Representative Donworth?
Yes.
Representative Griffey?
Yes.
Representative Hancock?
Yes.
Representative Hodgson? Representative Huff?
Yes.
Representative Imes?
Yes.
Representative Johnson?
Yes.
Representative Lehman?
Yes.
Representative Lewis?
Yes.
Representative Maddox?
Yes.
Representative Proctor?
Yes.
Representative Raymer?
Yes.
Representative Tate? Yes. Representative Thompson?
Yes.
Representative Tipton?
Yes.
Representative Watkins?
Aye.
Representative Williams?
Aye.
Representative Witten?
Yes.
Representative Hale?
House Bill 462 passes with favorable expression, a vote of 19-0. Thank you, Representative Dietz.
Thank you, Madam Chair and members of the committee.
And thank you so much.
And if there's no further business, I'm sorry, Representative Proctor.
Thank you. I would like to record my yes vote on House Bill 73, please.
Thank you. If there's no further business, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn. Second. Have a motion and a second. We are adjourned.